My dad was, I guess still is, a prominent litigator, and as a little boy, my bedtime stories were his cases. So where I'm, everyone else gets, Ferdinand the Bull, I got Harris v. New York. So in effect, I kind of got, I got tricked into it, damn it. But it always, basically since I was a little kid, the legal industry was something I could relate to and something interesting. Well, of course, my practice is a bit unusual because I'm sort of halfway lawyer, halfway security consultant. So a lot of what's really helpful to me is understanding the security simultaneously with the law. So what I often find is in the information security field, you have what's referred to as silos, where people know one specific avenue of information. They just know the law, they just know the technical end of things. And that's problematic because that's not how attacks actually happen. So in a way, the combination, sort of the amalgam, if you will, that's actually what's helpful for me, because I can see sort of multiple angles of any particular issue when it comes up. If something comes in as a legal issue, sometimes I can look and say, well, yeah, but actually your big issue here is a technical issue. And I've actually had that happen with a few clients where they're asking me for one thing, and I can give that to them, but it's like, well, that's only part of your solution. Here's what you also need to do this correctly. Well, sometimes it can be, actually when the explanation comes in handy, is sometimes you run into people who are furious over something until they understand it. It's really easy to get misconceptions in this area, especially if you understand sort of one side of a four-sided problem. Think of it as you're looking at a cube, I guess a six-sided problem. If you can only see one face of it, you're not seeing the other five. Even if you get that slight angle, you're seeing three, you're not seeing the other three. And you need to be able to see all of it. That's where I can help out. So if someone can't see a full problem, what they're getting upset about might be not necessarily irrelevant, but it might not be the full issue. And there might be another way to solve it, which wouldn't occur to them because that's not where their training lies. Oddly enough, I was called from Lawline back in those days, asked if I wanted to renew my subscription. I said, sure. Towards the end of the conversation, by the way, do you have anybody teaching digital forensics? I don't know. I could check though. Okay, great. Thank you. We hung up. 5 minutes later, I get a call back from the director of programming in those days, who, that sounds great, when can you do it? We agreed on a date, I hung up the phone and did like a faceplant, like, what did I just agree to? Because it's actually one thing I have learned in the legal career, like I say, never be unprepared. You don't walk in cold. Same thing, there's no way I'm gonna walk in and teach this if I don't actually understand it well enough to teach it. So then came the high speed, I must learn digital forensics competently well enough to teach it accurately. The important thing with any teaching is know what your audience understands and how they view the world. Because if I'm teaching something, even if it's really accurate, if it's something that won't make sense to who's listening, it's not very helpful. Love to get outdoors on weekends, hiking, kayaking, whatever it is. I also enjoy taking photos of a lot of these things. And it's particularly, I guess, gratifying when I'm able to take, you're in that spot, you're like, wow, this is amazing. And you actually can capture that, so you can look at it again later and go, wow, that's actually what that looked like, cool. Aside from that, let's see, occasionally I dress up like a giant mattress and block hockey pucks. Kind of a fun activity. I have been playing ice hockey since I was a little kid. Goalie, of course, because apparently I'm a glutton for punishment.